Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments also with the holy ones of God. And when I say these words, I mean every single syllable and word of them, because we really need to get back to our moments with God, our moments with His Word, with His love, with His compassion, with His mercy, because that is ultimately our salvation. And always that can be done when we are aware of ourselves and what is happening within us, so that we live and walk further in our journey. As you can see, this journey can lead us far, but again we shall see in the gospel today how it is related to the journey. And please share the videos with others and ask your friends to subscribe. As I said, subscription requires no money, and I never ask for money. All that I ask is please share, like, and if possible please write some comments of yours, because then the algorithm distributes this further to other people. Thank you very much. Yes, today in the gospel we find that Jesus chooses the 12 apostles and sends them out into the whole world to preach the good news. You know, Jesus does that. But Jesus himself was sent into this world by the Father to redeem this world. But even before Jesus was sent, Jesus sends the apostles, Jesus himself was sent by God the Father. But even before Jesus, let us not forget that God kept on sending different prophets and saints to this world, starting with Abraham, of course, the creation story, but Abraham, Moses, Isaac, and Jacob, and then you have Joseph, and then you have Isaiah, Jeremiah, Amos, Hosea. Why? There are so many prophets who were sent. So God constantly kept on sending people to, or prophets to the people. Why? Because He always wants to remain connected with people, with you and with me. And when people get lost or forget Him or go astray, not on the straight path but go somewhere else, then He sends His prophets with sometimes strict words. Like today in the book of Hosea, you will find that God is reminding through Hosea the Israelites that you are just enjoying yourself. The more wine you grow, the more you get power, and then God says that He will destroy Israel. But then He has pity again, as also in the book of Hosea you will see, and again. God always wants to remain connected. He gets upset because people do not follow always His commands or His desire or His plans. But God does not leave us orphan. So He has been sending prophets after prophets after prophets after prophets to correct the path of humanity, to remind them. Some things are repeated. Why? Because God has already said that prophet has died, that generation has died, the new generation comes, they again forget their what God has promised them or their responsibilities towards God, and they go again astray. God sends again another prophet. Finally, as St. Paul tells us, He sent His only Son into the world. And of course, Jesus taught through parables a lot of things, how to follow His path. And then Jesus knew that after He goes away, people might again forget Him and His ways and His teachings. So He elects these 12 apostles. Of course, we don't go into just now the life of the apostles, who were simple fishermen or ordinary people from the countryside who He chose. Why? Because He wanted His message to go further. Remember, just 3 days ago we had this gospel, or 2 days ago we had this gospel where Jesus said, when He looked at the people and He said, He had pity on them, and He said The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Yes, he had chosen these 12 laborers at that time to form this community and to send them out. Go out into the whole world. You don't see the end of this road. It goes further and further and further to the end of the earth to bring the good news of Jesus to the world. He is expecting also you and me. That's why he said, the harvest is great, but the laborers are few. Pray to the Father to send more laborers into the field. And I mentioned to you that yes, God is looking for us. The apostles were there, they did their job. The prophets were there, they did their job. Now God expects you and me to continue his work. Unfortunately, here in Europe, as well as now it is happening now slowly in India also, the vocations have gone down, both to priesthood and to sisterhood and to religious life, or even to secular institute. And therefore God is reminding us again that as I have sent these 12, these are only examples, you need to be prepared also to be sent out to prepare, to preach and prepare the way of God, and to preach the good news of Jesus Christ, his mercy, his compassion, his love and his word. I am doing that. I am sure you would like to do the same. Please subscribe to the channel, write something, at least press the like button so that it reaches more people. Thank you very much.